Parmenides claims that nothing comes from nothing. Whatever is, and whatever is not, is not. So if something exists, it cannot ever go out of existence, or it cannot even gain some sort of characteristic, because nothing comes from nothing. If it didn't exist in the first place, there's no way that it can come to exist. So look at this soccer ball right here. This soccer ball is right here. It's in this place. It is not right here. It's not in that place. So there is no way, according to Parmenides, that this soccer ball can move to that place because it's not there right now. And whatever is, and whatever is not, is not. If it's not over here, if it's not in this place, it can never move to be in that place. That is impossible. This is not the only type of change that is impossible, however. If we look at this type of change, we have a tree, and then we have ashes. Sometimes you have a tree and you can burn it and it turns to ashes. But for Parmenides, this is impossible because this is even a greater type of change. The tree is in motion. It is changing from what it is, the bark, the leaves, all of that, to this other substance. This is impossible because whatever is, and whatever is not, is not. This is a tree, and it can never not be a tree. It has to stay what it is. And it cannot go from what it's not, because whatever is not, is not. The tree is not ashes, so it cannot turn into ashes. So all change, all motion, all of this motion is an illusion. Whether it's a tree turning into ashes, or whether it's a soccer ball moving across the floor, or whether it's a human being that's walking. All motion, all change is an illusion according to Parmenides. Aristotle answers Parmenides. Aristotle is going to give an explanation of the way things are. He starts with the type of change that we see right here. A soccer ball merely going from one place to another. This is what Aristotle calls accidental change. You have a soccer ball right here. It is not in this place over here, but it has the potential to be in that place, but it is actually in this place. Because it has the potential to be in this place, it is not there yet. When it goes to that place through motion, then it is actually in that place. This is what Aristotle calls accidental change. In accidental change, the substance does not change. So the soccer ball is right here, and when the motion is over and it moves to this spot, it is still a soccer ball. Now we look at a deeper type of change, something that Aristotle calls substantial change. We have the tree, and the tree gets burned down and it turns into ashes. Now, this is a deeper type of change than the soccer ball moving across the floor. You have the substance of a tree, and when it is turned into ashes, it is no longer a tree. So the subject, the tree, is no longer remaining. The subject is no longer remaining. We have a change of form going on here. The form is changing through this motion. It had the form of a tree, but it was potentially ashes. But at this point, it is actually a tree. All it needed was some sort of agent to turn it into ashes. The agent must have within itself the power to change this tree into ashes. So in this case, the agent could have been fire. Fire has the ability to turn this tree into ashes. And so what we have here is we have one substance, the tree, the subject, turning into ashes because it has the potentiality to be ashes. This is the language that we need in order to describe the change. We need to talk about something and its potentiality, and we need to talk about what it actually is. So just because the tree has the potential to be ashes, it doesn't mean that it's ashes right now. It just has the potential to be ashes. And then when it gets acted upon by the fire and it burns down, then it's actually ashes and it has the potential to be something else. Aristotle is answering Parmenides. He is telling Parmenides, hey, listen, you got something right here. Nothing does come from nothing. But what we have here with the tree and ashes and every other physical thing that you see in the world is not total nothingness. It is actually something that has the possibility to turn into something else. Parmenides had in mind absolute nothingness, but that is not what the type of change that we see in the physical world. The tree is not absolute nothingness. It is something. And when the tree turns into ashes, something is remaining. The matter, the prime matter remains. The stuff underneath, the physical stuff underneath remains when a tree turns into ashes. When something has substantial change, like what we see with the tree and the ashes, the form changes, but something remains. The matter remains. You are not going from something to absolute nothingness like what Parmenides had in mind. And with this explanation from Aristotle, we do not have to deny the physical world. We don't have to say, like Parmenides, that the world is an illusion. We can trust our eyes. And now we can use this language, potentiality, actuality, motion, substance, form, in order to examine the world. And this is why Aristotle is going to examine the world. This is why Aristotle is going to start doing science.